I was approached by Urban Swinery, which is a new place that's opening in downtown Pensacola. It's being opened by the owners of Global Grill, which Global Grill is known as one of the best places to eat in Pensacola. I'm wearing their shirt, which says "Go Pig or Go Home," and it's a little pig with a glass of wine, which I think pretty much describes what the experience is going to be. It's going to be amazing. So usually what happens when I get approached about a commission is that I set up a meeting in the space with the owner or designers or whoever it is that's in charge of the decorating of the space, want to say. In this meeting, it's important to me that anybody that is involved, and usually when you're doing a corporate commission, it's a multiple amount of people that are involved, that I find out exactly what it is that they want. You want to take a look at the space itself to see what it is that the space is demanding. What is it? What is the feel of the place? What is the vibe of the place? With this particular place, there is a sense of fun and there is a sense of refinement. So it's a place where you would go and hang out with your friends, with your family. When you're talking to the people, you got to keep in mind that for the owners of the business, most of the time, they're going to be there just about every day interacting with the artwork that you've created for them. And as far as the designers, the aesthetic of the entire place is going to have to really, really work together with your artwork in order to give it the full picture, give it the full feeling. In this particular commission, I had the opportunity to not only have the owners, but the designers there and be able to go back and forth and really get into their mind and see what it is that they were envisioning for the space. My job as an artist is to see if I could take all of that information and put it together in a way that works, that not only meets the expectations but completely exceeds the expectations. I want to be able to blow them out of the water with what I create. There wasn't really a lot of constraints on my part as far as what was needed, but there was a fuzzy idea of what people wanted. So knowing that, I printed up several images that I could find on the internet of different aesthetics and different feels. So when I print stuff up like this, it is meant not as a guideline, but more to see what the feeling, what the aesthetic is of the person that is commissioning me. Like, what kind of artwork do they like? What images really, really strike them? In this particular situation, Jane really loved the images of these happy little pigs, basically. These little happy country feeling pigs. But I was worried that if I went with a traditional style that it just wouldn't fit in the location. But at least that gave me the aesthetic of what it is that she wanted. In talking to Nick and Mel, I was able to see what their aesthetic was and what their design revolved around, which was the refinement of the place, but the fun. It's a beautiful interior design, and I wanted to make sure that I did it justice. For the interior design, Nick and Mel, they were awesome. They were able to give me all the color palettes, and they were very quick in getting back to me with all the information that I needed. As an artist, when you're taking on a commission, that's the challenge that you face, because you have to create a piece that is true to you, but you want to meet the demands of the people that you're putting the commission for. That's one of the reasons that I set up the meeting in the first place, to make sure that I am the right fit for it, because it has to be something that I am excited about. Luckily, I was completely excited about doing this piece because A, I love Jane, I love Global Grill, they're awesome. So the idea with these pieces was to keep a fun, whimsical element to it, but still have a very refined, abstract look to the overall feeling of the piece. I wanted to have the triptych that would put together in a combination in a way where the pieces would flow together, but they would work on their own. So, and even the direction that they're facing and the lines in the background, everything had to be cohesive with the space, but also have the ability to be able to move the paintings to different places if need be. I was very careful about the coloring, so the background colors are very muted, very refined, but the colors of the pigs themselves are very whimsical and very colorful. Jane is a very whimsical, colorful person. I think that that's why that aesthetic of the fun, happy pigs are what really called to her, and I wanted to make sure that I fulfilled that as well in the piece and just didn't create some stuffy, aristocratic pigs, I guess. I don't know. No matter how much planning goes into a commission, it's not until you get the pieces into space and see them. That's why I always like being involved with the hanging of my art after it's done, because I want to physically be able to take a look at the pieces into space. For the most part, when I'm working on pieces in my studio, they're just, there's a lot of color going on in here. So as far as how the pieces will look into space, it's all in my imagination until I actually physically have them in there. I am happy to say that they looked amazing, and Jane and Nick and Mel and everybody loved them up into space, and I am super excited to be able to go there and see them. So if you're in Pensacola, make sure that you look up Urban Swinery. They'll be opening up soon, and go in towards the back. You'll see 3 big giant pieces. Those are mine. Lift a glass of wine and say, "Here, here."